guys, Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music, and I'm going to break down the quickest way to get the most out of the pentatonic as far as like what you should learn in the right order to get the most benefit without, you know, some people just sit and memorize scales when if you do what I'm going to show you right now, you'll actually get so much better, so much faster. And I think you'll have a great time doing it too. Also, you definitely want to get, though, my Ultimate Guitar Guide that's totally free PDF in the link below. It's got the diagrams for this lesson that I'm about to break down for you, so you can get it for free in that link. Be sure to get it, and here we go. Now, there's 5 positions of the pentatonic scale, and they're the exact same for the minor pentatonic and major pentatonic. You plug them in different, but the shapes are the same. So if you memorize the 5 shapes of the pentatonic, you're doing it for major and minor. You just have to learn how to plug them in. But before you memorize all 5 shapes, I think these 2 devices are going to be much more useful to learn first. And that would be the E root minor pentatonic and the A root minor pentatonic, and then their extensions. I've talked about this a lot over the years, but I'm going to talk about it again. It's helped me the most out of 30 years of playing guitar. This would be that one thing that was my breakthrough when I was learning all this stuff and learning how to solo. This is it. So I like to use A minor pentatonic because it starts in the middle of the neck, then it goes up, and you end up covering with 2 devices. You end up covering pretty much the entire fretboard with a few little gaps missing. But this is going to be your main set of things that you'll always be using. So first, the E root minor pentatonic scale, and I said A minor, so that means I'll find the A root and then plug in the shape. So A minor pentatonic is the 5th fret E string, and so that is the root, an A note. And you're going to play your index and your pinky when it's the 8th fret, and your index and your 3rd finger when it goes up to the 7th fret. And so you're gonna just, when you learn it, you wanna learn it nice and slow. It would be 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. And then the opposite is descending. 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5. So that is the minor pentatonic scale, A minor. All these different things that come out of that. That's all that set of notes. So that's the E root version. The exact same set of notes exist all over the neck, but what I would say is you learn that one first, then you learn the A root version of that scale. So we just learned the E root version. The A root version jumps up to another spot of the neck. So it's good because you're covering different ranges on the guitar. So we'll have the 12th fret A string, an octave up from open A is the 12th fret. So this is the exact same scale, but now when you play it with a different stringed root, the shape ends up looking different because you're laying out the notes from a different starting point. So we have the root on the 12th fret A string. And then with the pinky, we go up to the 15th fret. And then 12, 14 on the D, 12, 14 on the G, Now, here's a little weird thing. The B string's tuned a half step off from the other strings, the way that the intervals are laid out. So now you have to go to the 13th fret B string with your middle finger. So that's 13 to 15 on the B string. So you don't have to do what I just did there. I'm just playing through it so it sounds like the same. You can hear it's got that same essence. It's the same thing, no new notes. So 12 on the A string, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, 15, and then 12, 15 on the high E. And then 15, 12, 15, 13, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15, 12 on the E string, which we didn't do yet. And I'm showing that at the end because we want to emphasize that we're plugging it in by the root, what the home bass sound is. So that's 12, 15 on the low E to 12, 15 on the A. And that 12 and 15 on the high E. Okay, so now you learn those first, and then there's extensions of those. And this is a much better way to be playing up and down the neck with the pentatonic than learning 5 shapes. I think of these as 2 devices. You have one based off that E root device, or a device based off the E root pentatonic, and a device based off the A root minor pentatonic. Now, another really cool thing about these is that when you're practicing them and learning them, you only use your index finger and your third finger for the whole, all of it. And you're almost playing up and down the entire fretboard, the entire neck. So let's plug that root in again here. But instead of our index finger, we're going to put our third finger there. And then we have a whole step below it. Now that's still the root, home bass, but it has the G note below it. You can see right here, that's an A note and that's a G note. So, and then the scale's got an E note in it as well. But we plug things in by the root. I really recommend that. So here's the device. 3, 5 on the E, but that 5 is the root. So 3, 5 on the E, 3, 5 on the A, slide to 7. And now you're in that first thing I showed you. Now we're going to go across here to 5, 7, 5, 7, so D and G string. And when we get to the 7th fret G string, we're going to slide that up a whole step to the 9th fret. And then when we get to the B string, we have to switch. And remember, I said only index and third finger. So now we're going to play, we have to do a little kind of close quarters finger switch here. 8 to 10 on the B string. 8 to 10 on the high E. And then slide that up to the 12th fret. And what you'll see is that 12th fret high E is now where our index finger was on that A root minor pentatonic. So I put my third finger there again. 12, slide to 10 with that finger. 8 with the index. 10, 8 with third index. Then I go to the 9th fret with my third finger. And slide that to 7. 5, 7, 5 on the D, 7 on the A, slid to 5, 3rd fret, 5th fret E, 3rd fret, okay, so now that A root that I showed you has its own extensions, and we find the root, which is that 12th fret A string. We put our third finger there, and just how we have the octave lower, we have the same thing here. They're the same notes, but we're going to start on the E string, and so just know where the root is. But now we have 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12. So that's the E, A, and D string. 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12. What's interesting is it's the exact same thing as this. Just laid out in a different spot of the neck. So 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, slide to 14, and then 12 to 14 on the G. Then 13 to 15 on the B like before when we were just doing that position, but index finger onto the 13B, 15B with the third finger. So 13, 15 on the B. Slide to 17. And then 15, 17 on the high E. And what's cool about that is we end up on the E string root, which is now an octave up position. So you didn't have to learn anything new. It repeats itself up here. So now we're going all the way up to almost the highest note, whereas down here we have almost the lowest note. And we really have the lowest note if you remember that the E's in there as well. Sorry. And if you repeat that extension here an octave up, you actually do have the very highest fret. And so that is two devices basically to play the pentatonic up and down the entire neck. You have the E root position, its extension, the A root, and its extension. obviously you got to learn licks and stuff around that, but that is definitely what I recommend you working on the most if you're trying to get your pentatonics down. So good luck. All right, I hope you guys dug that lesson. Don't forget to get that free Ultimate Guitar Guide. It will really help with all the stuff I just taught you, as well as playing guitar. It's got all the diagrams you would ever need for the foundation of playing guitar. I also have free courses over at martymusic.com. Check it all out in the link below. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again in another video real soon. Take care.